start your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nobody take no cornbread from me.
All right, okay. Thank you very much for your patience, people, party people, my people. All right. How you doing? Okay. Hello, everybody. How you doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black Show. Glad you could be here for this. It's going to be a stunning show, ladies and gentlemen, stunning show. I'd like to welcome everybody on Periscope, my friends on Facebook, my partners in crime on YouTube. Welcome to it. Yes. Today is Monday the 19th. It's Monday? Tuesday the 19th. Tuesday the 19th, I'm sorry. Didn't have a show yesterday. Was a little bit under the weather. Got some, just stuff. This stuff happens. Feeling a bit better today. Just drinking my fluids and, trying to stay hydrated. Not to worry. We're here. We're doing what we do. Welcome, everybody. Let me go first make sure. For the phone number's down here now, 319-527-6212, the number you call into, because today is Tim Black Tuesdays, TB Tuesdays, right? So call in if you want to speak to the audience, if you got something you want to get off of your chest. Do that now. Our readings look good. I did a little sound check. Let me go verify, though, with my people on the YouTube first. Hey, YouTube people, how y'all doing? Any love on YouTube? Please share this on your social media. Let people know that we are live. Tatiana, Michael Rice, and Ty Andrews, and Rahul, my brother, Ernesto, Brian Crosby, Michael Laprato, Consoli, Allison Cole in the house. Sheldon's in the house. Her Rain Dog, Tanya A. Monique Wade. What's up, Johnsons? All Johnsons. What's up, Johnsons? Thrasher All Ins. Jilly Love, a man called David. Matt Lucian. Runner Dude. I feel you, Runner Dude. The Squad +1. Good to have you, Princess Queen, as always. Trudy. Mark O'Brien. New. Gray Matters. Tina Lulu Mac. Glad you're better. Hey, I'm feeling good. I'm ready, ripping and ready to do it. Patriac Pierce. Okay. You didn't know I could do Denzel, did you? A little bit. Kinda. Sorta. Okay. I got like one thing. Okay. I'll tell you right now, my dog. Sorta. Kinda. Not really. I know, not really. My impressions are so bad they're funny. That's how my impressions go. Dude, man, what's up? Bart Lange. Yeah, we got it going on now. Let's check. Did you guys share this on social? Yeah, I'm about to ask you to go ahead and share this on social. Facebook, people. Facebook in the his house. My Facebook people. Candace Wright. Steven running. Steve, why you running, man? Don't run with scissors, Leslie Wigley. George Scheller in the house. Margarita Silver Potts. Jennifer Ann Swanson. Janice, what's up? Robin, what's going on? How y'all doing? Thank you to all my people that are here and that are sharing this on Facebook as well. Thank you so much for helping spread the news. Look, we are here. Because some people are tired of fake-ass news. Some people are tired of news that's slanted. So what you get here is news that's unvarnished, is real in your face, and we don't pull punches. Sign up right now, become a member of the show. Go to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. You can do that also on YouTube or on Facebook. How's that? Told you what the problem is we got. Told you how we address it by giving you the real stuff. And told you what to do about it, okay? So those three things. So Facebook people, and I also want to give a big, humongous shout out, a huge shout out to people who are my moderators, who keep the crowd moving, try to keep things civil in the comment sections. Thank you. I go to some shows, man, and their comment section be so full of just over the top whackness and ill will, bad will, ill will, and all that stuff, man. It's like, gosh. So thank you, moderators, for keeping the chat somewhat sensible, but still letting people talk, but not letting it get too vicious. Okay? Thank you so much. Because I know it's a thin line. You know, we're not here to babysit people, but we want to make sure the chat's enjoyable for folks. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, the phone lines are going to open, but first I do what's called a monologue, or better, I would just say I run down a couple of stories that need to be addressed, and then we open up phone lines. People are already starting to get in the queue, though, so if I was you, I'd join the queue because it's starting. All right. I wonder if we should start here. I guess we will. We're going to start with an update from an earlier story, guys. Let's do that. Let's start with the update story. Then we'll go to the new stuff. How about that? Because updates, that's why you're doing the important update. Okay, so how many people remember this? How many people remember this person? This person here is Breonna Taylor. Now, Breonna Taylor was shot by cops in her own home. 26 years old. EMT. Emergency medical technician. Help people. That's what she did. This happened in Louisville, Kentucky. Okay. Cops looking at executing a search warrant. Had a no-knock warrant. Came to her house. Okay. Now, I want to, so hold on. Here we go. Bring me back on the screen. Get that out of here. Due to the outcry about the death of Breonna Taylor, who was shot 8 times in her own home, Louisville, Kentucky police have decided to do something different. They decided they're going to change the way they do their business. Well, for one, they didn't have body cameras on. But before I go, hold on, guys, hold on a second. Hold up, real quick, guys. I want to explain to you what I don't like, okay, about this case and about people speaking about this case. Do not speak about this case if you cannot keep it real. You should not speak about any case if you cannot keep it real. But if you're going to speak about this case, Brandon Tatum, you scumbag, you tap dancing for Donald Trump asshole, you, sir, are a scumbag. Yes, you are. You ex-cop, so you're already very biased. We already know that. You're one of these black conservative guys who has to have a flag behind you whenever you talk so that your racist white friends think that you're more white or whatever. You love America, so don't treat you like they treat other Negroes. That's what I always think when I see that. Like, why do you have to have an American flag? We're in America. You're an American, obviously. You're a black American. Why do you have to have a black? Why do you have to have a flag behind you? Who are you pandering to? You jackass. Now, look, I usually don't address you or Candace Owens or any of that nonsense. Okay, I really don't. I try not to, but when it comes to a story like this of a young woman who lost her life, clearly, lack of execution, proper execution on behalf of the Louisville Police Department, that they're changing their own rules. And we got you, a buffoon, sticking up for the cops, insinuating that Miss Breonna Taylor was dealing drugs. There has been no evidence. There was no drugs found in her home. None. She has no priors. I know you want so badly to exonerate your audience from culpability with this, with their flagrant disregard for human life, always siding with police. I know you want to exonerate them from all feelings of any tinges of shame or guilt for always siding with the police. But you do so in this case. What you're doing here is so appalling. You're abhorrent. Your actions are so reckless. You speak a forked tongue as you tongue your listeners and your viewers. First of all, it's a disservice to your viewers for you not to speak truth to power to your audience. I will not allow you to sit. I won't just sit back while you lie on this young woman. Okay, Kenneth Walker did not have a record, nor was he selling drugs. You can't just say, well, they were looking for this other guy across town who she knew, so obviously. No, there's no obviously, dummy. You're a police officer, you should know this. There's no such thing as obvious. There's a thing called evidence. There's a thing not having evidence. There is no evidence. And just because somehow Postal Service said that there was some mail that came to her house for the gentleman who was arrested in the trap house or whatever, they don't know what was in the packages, dummy. She could have been taking the guy's Amazon, for all you know, because he didn't want to leave it outside his door because someone would steal the packages. You have no idea what was in the packages. You have no idea what type of parcels she allowed for this young man, this person, to get at her home. Could have been anything. I know that my brother used to get mail at our parents' home for many years after leaving, just because the proximity of the packages, someone being there to pick up the mail. A lot of people do that, you know. But see, you don't even think, for a second, you do not for a second entertain the possibility that this could be an innocent woman who was shot unnecessarily by police, even when the cops shot over 20 rounds. And another thing. Now, this is to everyone. I don't want to talk to Brandon no more. You're dismissed, Brandon. You're a kook, okay? You're a kook, you're a sellout, you're full of it, okay? This is to regular people who actually want to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to ask you a very basic question. Let's just use a little logic here on the case of Breonna Taylor. If the police who had a no-knock warrant, they didn't knock, right? That's what no-knock means, right? Why get a no-knock warrant if you're going to say the police knocked? I'll wait. Because part of the argument, pushback is that they announced themselves. Yeah, right. Okay. They announced themselves. It makes no sense. Why'd they get a no-knock warrant if they're going to knock on the door? They didn't knock on the door. They tried to knock the door down. They probably didn't knock it down with the first hit. So it startled people. And they're like, wow, someone's trying to break in our house. You look outside, there are no cop cars. Okay? That's the first point. 2, why didn't any of the neighbors say that they heard the police and identify themselves? No neighbors said they heard the police identify themselves. Once again, they have a no-knock warrant. They don't have to identify themselves. That's why they got a no-knock warrant. Number 3. Kenneth Walker, boyfriend of Breonna Taylor, who was there, also not on a warrant, also not a suspect in any way. He shoots one of the officers. He didn't know it was an officer. They were in plain clothes and never identified themselves. They're strange men in the middle of the night breaking into your home. And you shoot one of them in the leg. The police then shoot 20 times. That makes sense to me if he's a legal firearms holder, licensed in the state of Kentucky. He was well within his rights. This is what we call when the people bend and pretzel themselves in a way to submit, in a way to pander to their audiences without giving any real facts. And then what bothered me was that people believed this nonsense that somehow this is Breonna Taylor's fault, that she knew someone who the police were investigating. How do you, this woman, from everything I've read, this one was an upstanding citizen. Everything I read, Kenneth Walker was an upstanding citizen, minding their own businesses. Trying to do the right thing in their lives, just enjoying their lives, man. They did not deserve to be harassed or attacked or someone to break into their home in the middle of the night and shoot over 20 rounds into that house, damn near killing a 5-year-old in the building in the adjoining house. Bullets were riddled throughout this apartment. Riddled, I tell you. So, folks, Breonna Taylor, this case is so bad, it reeks so badly that the governor is now having the FBI investigated because they don't want any sense of impropriety. Now we know that doesn't mean we're going to get justice in this case, but it does mean that there are problems with this case that require outside investigation and to even have the semblance of fair dealing. That's what we know. Did I leave out that Kenneth Walker called 911? You know, I love my people that watch my show, but I will not lie to you to make you feel better. And I will not lie about a story because I think it makes you more endearing to me. I will tell you the truth. And if we have a problem, which some people do, some people don't even like me covering stories like this. People unfollow because they don't want to hear about cops. They don't want to hear about anything race-related because someone told them anytime you mention race, it's identity politics because we have idiots on the left and the right. Yes, idiots on the left and the right who pander to the bigotry in their audiences to get a boost. So they leave out all racial aspects. But the truth remains, would those cops have done the same in an affluent area? Would they have served that no-knock warrant and shot 20 times if that was an affluent person's home? Or would they have shot somewhere like that if it was a black person's home? I don't think they'd shoot now. I think they would shoot up T.I.'s house. Hate to put that on you, T.I. Hate to put that on you, Killer Mike. I think they would shoot first. Serve a no-knock warrant and shoot up in your house as you defend your home. But I don't think they would do that to Robert De Niro. I don't think they would do that to Amy Winehouse. She's no longer with us. I don't think they would do that to Al Pacino, okay? So don't just tell me it's about money. It's also about color. You can't separate the two. Now back to Breonna. If you are someone who frequents the page of these Candace Owens, Brandon Tatums, uninteresting tap dancers, let them know I said the jig is up. The time for tap dancing is long overdue. Long past you. It's long past us. You need to stop. You need to go the way of the diamond and the silks. You need to go away. Now, I will update you as this story continues to, snake its way through the justice system. But for anyone who wants the facts on this case, this woman did not break any laws. No one even suggests that she has. For all of the innuendo and deflection on those conservative people on the right who defend cops, the ex-cops, the former cops, the cop wannabes, this particular woman had no warrant, has no priors, had no drugs. Nor did they find packages of drugs being flown in and delivered to her mailbox for some seedy guy. Okay? She may have knew someone who did some dirt, but that doesn't mean she deserved to die in her own house while you already have him in custody. All right. These people are... See, I covered it, Keith. I covered it, cool. All right? I covered it, man. I told you I was going to follow up on the story, and I'm following up on it. Ridiculous, man, what we got to deal with. You need... boy, I tell you, Brandon Tatum and Candace Owens, your tap dancing is extraordinary. You should take the job of that guy who used to tap dance for the Apollo show. You remember him? You guys should be the duo. You should do the tap dancing. You should start a new Apollo and let you guys be the opening, the tap dancers when we need to get people off stage. You know, do it, be a duo. They've never done that. It would be a new thing. You and Candace would come out, throw some sand on the ground, and start dancing, baby. Scumbags. All right. Oh, shout out to Colin Noah. Colin Noah says that these no-knock warrants are a danger to anyone. These no-knock warrants, by the way, guys, these no-knock warrants are a danger to all law-abiding citizens. Particularly, I'm talking to my gun owners, my licensed gun owners. Okay? Because you could be in your house minding your own business and somebody breaks in your house in plain clothes. What you going to do? What are you going to do? In Texas, hold on a second. In Texas, back in February, four citizens and 2 officers were killed. No-knock warrants. It's a horrible, horrible thing. Probably 90% of the time it goes the way the cops wanted to go. The other 10% of the time, people die. And typically, it's citizens. Okay? So that may not be a problem for the likes of Brandon Tatum and those others who think that we are expendable because it's not them. And all black people are evil and criminals. But to the rest of us who know that no one has the market cornered on law breaking or law abiding. No one has the market cornered on on guilt or innocence. That these are things that are fluid and they affect all groups of people, from the rooter to the tutor, from the whitest to the blackest, to the Asian to the Latinist, whatever. Okay, all genders. It does not. Color is not a contributor or determiner of who's going to be law abiding. Get rid of no-knock warrants. You got body armor. You got phones to call more cops, and you got more good bullets. So why do you need to no-knock and surprise people? What are we dealing with here? Texas did the right thing. They're cutting down. They're almost gutting the whole practice of no-knock warrants. Meanwhile, we got Brandon Tatum defending it. Idiot. Won't you go back and be a cop, man? Just go be a cop. That's what you should do. Why are you doing shows? Who gave this guy audience? Horrible. All right. Jesus, man. All right. Let's go to the next story. I'm serious, man. We need to do something about these people. I know Donald Trump was a doctor. I didn't know Donald Trump was a doctor. When Donald Trump get a medical license? When did he become a pharmacist? What the hell is wrong with you people defending Donald Trump, giving out medical advice? What is wrong with you? You will spare no expense to prostitute yourself for this president, will you? Oh my God. Anything the guy does that's wrong, you defend it. Hydroxychloroquine. You know, just because you take a drug don't mean you know shit about the drug. Doesn't mean you've done any tests. Doesn't even mean that you are learned on the subject of all the side effects of the drug. Why is he talking about medical procedures? Why is he are we that poor country that our president has to play our doctor too? Don't we have doctors and scientists? Why do we need Trump giving us medical advice? This is the same man who said maybe we should all drink disinfectants. This is the same man. Oh, he was joking. No, he is a joke. He is a joke. And you know what's even more funnier than him is people like you who defend him. Get out of here. Look at this, guys. This should be rules. There's got to be rules.
And a lot of good things have come out about the hydroxy. A lot of good things have come out. And you'd be surprised at how many people are taking it, especially the frontline workers, before you catch it. The frontline workers, many, many are taking it. I happen to be taking it. Hydroxychloroquine? I'm taking it, hydroxychloroquine.
When?
Right now, yeah.
When?
A couple of weeks ago, I started taking it. Because I think it's good. I've heard a lot of good stories. And if it's not good, I'll tell you right, I'm not going to get hurt by it. It's been around for 40 years for malaria, for lupus, for other things. I take it. Frontline workers take it. A lot of doctors take it. Excuse me. A lot of doctors take it. I take it. Now, I hope to not be able to take it soon because, I hope they come up with some answer. But I think people should be allowed to. I think, for whatever it's worth, I take it. I would have told you that 3-4 days ago, but we never had a chance because you never asked me the question.
Did the White House doctor recommend that you take that? Is that why you're taking it?
Yeah, White House doctor. I didn't recommend. No, I asked him, what do you think? He said, well, if you'd like it. I said, yeah, I'd like it. I'd like to take it.
Let's clear the decks here. Hydroxychloroquine. Facts versus myths. Go.
Thanks, Chuck. Good to see you. So this wasn't, first of all, this wasn't a survey that as the president calls it. This was a rigorous multi-arm trial at a VA facility here in the United States. And people weren't dying. I take offense to even that definition of it. I was just in an ICU caring for a really packed lots of COVID critically ill patients here in Seattle just last night. And a lot of folks do actually survive. And it's important to talk with sensitivity about this. So the president needs to temper his tones. What that study showed was that those individuals on a ventilator who got hydroxychloroquine did worse than those individuals who got hydroxychloroquine plus an antibiotic, azithromycin, otherwise known as a Z-Pak, or those that didn't get either. And so there was no therapeutic benefit. You didn't get out of an ICU more quickly if you got hydroxychloroquine. That's what the president, if he goes back to mid-March, that's what he was claiming. What do you got to lose? Maybe when you're on death's door, what do you got to lose? I mean, these are verbatim, essentially, quotes of what he was saying in mid-March, when then subsequently people said, hey, let me go out and get some hydroxychloroquine. So he needs to be careful. Number two, there was a study out of France that was not part of the administration, that was not funded by the government, that looked at those who got hydroxychloroquine versus those who did not. Again, hospitalized patients. What they found was those that got it, 10% of the individuals that got it got nearly fatal cardiac arrhythmias. Basically a disruption of the electrical conduction system in your heart. Right. That can cause people to die. That's what we're dealing with here. So somebody who has cardiovascular risk factors like the president, who's obese, he needs to be extra careful. So if he's messaging or if he's lying about taking hydroxychloroquine, doesn't matter. He should not be propagating this myth that this is something that you should be taking because people can get harmed. And that's the problem here. And some people listen to the president.
Okay. Hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine for COVID-19 drug safety communication. Now, this is from the FDA, okay? I got this off the FDA website. The FDA cautions against use outside of the hospital setting or a clinical trial due to risk of heart rhythm problems. Okay, slide 2. FDA is concerned that hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine are being used inappropriately to treat non-hospitalized patients for coronavirus disease, COVID-19, or to prevent that disease. Will authorize their temporary use only in hospitalized patients for COVID-19 when clinical trials are not available or participation is not feasible through an emergency use authorization. These medicines have a number of side effects, including serious heart rhythm problems that can be life-threatening. Okay. All right, so here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. That I'm looking at, and let me just say, I think that we can all say that there are a number of us who don't like the Democratic Party and the manipulation the Democratic Party have done to our voting processes in their primaries. It's left many of us very bitter, very pissed off, very ticked off. A lot of us feel totally betrayed. I made a tweet about this. We've all been betrayed. And some of us are now fully awake, and some are in various stages of waking up to how bad the Democratic Party has treated working people, which is what they're supposed to be the party of. Evidently, they are not. Okay, so a lot of people have awoken to that reality, and it left them pretty bitter. They really pissed off about it, and I get that. Okay, but what you cannot do, even in your bitterness and your temperamentalness and all that stuff, right? You cannot just give Trump a slide and just say, okay, well, we're just going to support Trump's stupidness. Trump is not a doctor. There have been people who have called this show and said, please say something, Tim, about Trump telling people to get hydroxychloroquine, that they're causing the price of it to go up, and it's for us, lupus patients. It helps us. Now it's this much. It used to be this much. Now it's this much because this idiot's telling people to take it. Just because people were giving it for malaria does not mean it's for COVID. And even if it's true, why can't we just let scientists figure this out? Why does Trump have to first of all, he was saying that it was good for treatment of coronavirus. Now he said it's for prevention of coronavirus. Okay? He switched his language because people were getting sick off of it. Okay? And all I'm saying is he's an imbecile. He's an imbecile. You can say it with me, imbecile. He is. And he's worse than that. He's self-serving. In my opinion, Trump is only saying this stuff because he wants to mitigate how much damage is being caused by COVID-19 because it falls under his administration. This is horrible. Okay? This is horrible. We need a vaccine for this disease. You can't just pick something off the counter or pick something up and say that's going to do it without any clinical trials. Clinical trials need to be had. Now, I'm not saying there's no validity. I don't know. We don't know. The trials have to be done. But I'm getting information from doctors and I'm getting information from Trump. Okay? From Trump. Who you think I'm going to go with for medical information? Now, if I wanted to know how to go bankrupt 8 times, maybe then I listen to Trump. Because he's been bankrupt like 8 times, and we keep bailing him out. As much as he hates socialism, he sure loved those bailouts he got. Every time he went bankrupt and was able to clear the books. Didn't mind socialism then. It wasn't kooky. Okay? So, yeah, if I want to know how to cheat on my wife while she's pregnant, maybe then I listen to Trump, because that's what Trump did. Okay? If I want to, not join the military during wartime because I say I got bone spurs, but didn't go golfing every weekend, then I'll ask Trump, how do you do that? Because that's what he's good at. If I want to know what it's like to get $1 million from my dad and then call myself a self-made man, then I'll listen to Trump. But when I need to know about medical information, I'll ask a doctor. Or ask a scientist. And you should demand the same thing. You don't go to your plumber for information about what to do with your car. Why are we even listening to him? You know what? If you're so dumb that you think Trump has your best interest at heart, that Trump is a doctor, that he's qualified to give you this advice. And what the pair of, how arrogant is it for him to even attempt to do such? How arrogant do you have to be to think that you are within the realm of correctness to give medical advice when you're not a doctor? Never taken one medical pre-med class. Isn't qualified to change bedpans. And the people won't call him out. Now, we don't make calling Trump out a national holiday that reoccurs every segment or every show here at the 10 Black Show. We don't do that. But when it's times like this, yeah, it's time to call him out. If that upsets you, you got to be upset. Giving people medical advice, I know what you're talking about. All right. And it's not as if the FDA, like, I want information that we can verify. I don't want Trump just telling me, well, some doctors use it. I haven't seen any of these doctors. Okay? All right. So, all right. Anyway, we're going to get off of it. Okay, it's off. It's off. We still got phone lines to get to. We got one more story. It's hard because, it's hard. We want somebody not to be as bad as the other person. But it's very difficult when you're dealing with Joe Biden and Donald Trump because it's like Joe Biden has been in public life and political life for 30, 40 years, right? Not a whole lot about Joe Biden impressed me other than his fake folksy laugh. But I got to admit, he did stick it to Stacey Abrams recently. Thought that was pretty good. Because everyone's been talking about who's Joe Biden going to pick as his running mate. Who will Joe Biden pick? And everyone thinks that Joe Biden's going to pick someone black woman. He's got to do, he said he's going to pick a Supreme Court pick as a black woman. But now people say he's got to pick a VP. So everybody's trying to extract from Joe. I guess that's what they decided to do to Joe because they gave him the election or whatever, right? Okay, you gotta get a black. So everyone just thought, okay, well, he's got to take Stacey Abrams. She black. Yeah, she black. She black. She black. Yeah, she black. That's the qualification. She black. Yeah, she black. She black. She black. That's all it took. Well, step right up, Stacey. Well, it turns out that Joe Biden may not be willing to do that. In fact, he made it pretty clear as he dissed Stacey Abrams on Lawrence O'Donnell's show. Check this out.
Begin this with a question to Joe Biden because Stacey Abrams is here because Joe Biden invited Stacey Abrams to be here. And so, Mr. Vice President, do you have an announcement to make? Is this an audition? Is there, what is the reason that you decided it's time for me to get on TV with Stacey Abrams?
Hold on. This is too much. This is too much fun. This is hilarious. Okay. This is hilarious. All right, so I'm giving you this. Joe Biden asked Stacey Abrams to come on the show with him. Stacey Abrams has been publicly auditioning for the role as vice president. And she is black, y'all. So, she black. So that was, and so Stacey Abrams is thinking, wow, I'm going to get the slot. Right, I'm gonna get the nod for the vice president slot, right? The running mate for Joe Biden, and Lawrence O'Donnell is shit-eating grin. He's like, yeah, he's gonna do this on my show. He's gonna pick Stacey Abrams on my show. So everybody's smiling. Even Joe Biden is smiling. Now, as I play this clip, now with that information, also notice how much Joe Biden is smiling, and notice what happens to Stacey Abrams' smile as Joe Biden continues to talk. Classic.
Begin this with a question to Joe Biden because Stacey Abrams is here because Joe Biden invited Stacey Abrams to be here. And so, Mr. Mr. Vice President, do you have an announcement to make? Is this an audition? Is there, what is the reason that you decided it's time for me to get on TV with Stacey Abrams?
Well, because Stacey Abrams has done more to deal with the fair vote and making sure there is a fair vote than anybody. And she has a great capacity to explain things and to lay out exactly why it's going to be so critically important in this election. This president's already said when they put in the stimulus package the Congress first passed money to provide for mail-in ballots. He already said, I'm not for that. If we do that, no Republican will ever win, or something to that effect. He's made it clear. This is a guy who said he wants to defund the post office from being able to deliver ballots. I mean, so Stacey knows what she's doing, and she's an incredibly capable person.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. Yes, Joe Biden did have an announcement. The Joe Biden announcement is Stacey Abrams ain't it. That's the announcement. You're not it. No, it's not you. You're not the one. You're not the thing. You're not the thing. Oh, come on. Cut the malarkey. I'm not picking you. All right? Stacey Abrams has a great voice. She has a great voice. It's a bathroom. It's a shower singing voice, though. We want somebody who can be a soloist. Or at least, backup singer. Stacey Abrams has a great voice. It's better heard in Georgia. Long distance. Away from me. Hey, Joe Biden owes Stacey Abrams nothing. She's been campaigning harder than he has. Seriously, she's been on every show there is imaginable. They're writing these long puff pieces in New York Times, just kissing her ass. Oh, Stacey Abrams. And here's the thing about Stacey Abrams that I find so perfect. She calls herself a progressive, though she's not. She's a Bloomberg lady. Anybody who's too close to Bloomberg is a hard no from me. Okay, and she was against student loans, lowering student loans. She played footsies with all the Republicans. They say it's the way she get things done. Yeah, she got things done all right. Did things done all right. She really helped the people of Georgia. She was doing gerrymandering before they was doing gerrymandering. I guess she liked her flavor better. Well, when she did it, it was better. Well, it's still the same thing. I've talked to people in Georgia about Stacey Abrams, and that she's a political operative, and she's brazen. She's brazen, man. That's what she is. But is she progressive? No, she's not. She is milquetoast in many ways, other than just looks. That's all it is. It's just looks. It's just she looks diverse. She's a black woman, so people go, wow, she's a black woman and she can talk. Yeah, a lot of people are black and can talk. I'm black, I can talk. It doesn't mean I'll be a good VP or good anything. It's all about what you've done. What has she really done? Except create that PAC. Raise money. She's a fundraising machine is what Stacey Abrams is. How hard is she really for the people? These are the questions that matter. And bring me those receipts. Don't bring me receipts about her credit, her identity. I don't care about that. Bring me, I can see your identity. That's great. Have you used your position to help marginalized people? Have you budgeted the system, not cozied up to it, snuggled up to the richest billionaires, and cozied up to the system and kissed a bunch of people's asses whose interests are not aligned with your constituents in order to gain power? These are the questions I'd like to know. And have you stabbed people in the face with your knife as you climb the ladder, stab them as they try to come up? These are the things I heard about Stacey Abrams. She still sounds sweet to you? She sound great now? Still feel like a fighter for the people to you? Not to me, Johnson. Doesn't sound like a fighter to me. Now, but on the subject of Joe Biden picking a running mate, man, there's a lot of people. There's a clip out here.
This was a question to Joe Biden because
Sources tell CBS News that Joe Biden is seriously considering between 5 to 8 potential picks. Who really is on the top of that list right now?
Well, the team is holding that pick very close to the vest, but we know that people like Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, Gretchen Whitmer, and several others, Amy Klobuchar, have been kind of talked about as potentially on that list. And we do know from Gretchen Whitmer, of course, the governor of Michigan, she told the Today Show yesterday that she has had an opening conversation with the team about the vice presidential pick. She said those are just opening conversations, and she kind of moved on from there. But I think that kind of thing is what distinguishes this process from others that we've seen in the past. And what I mean by that is that we're seeing these auditions for vice president kind of in real time, in the open air, in public, because you have many potential candidates in their day jobs doing interviews, addressing the coronavirus, whether they're governors or in the United States Senate. They have these very public roles. So you're kind of seeing that play out in real time. And Joe Biden, in an effort to run a digital campaign, as he has to do now, has a podcast where he's invited several of these potential picks to join him on that podcast. So we've heard from Amy Klobuchar and Gretchen Whitmer and some others on that front. And picks are very open about their own.
Unexciting commentary. First of all, Caitlin. Gosh, do they give jobs to anybody with personalities on these networks at all? You know, like any personality at all? Like, let's just get the blandest person possible. Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, Amy Klobuchar, Gretchen Whitmer. What? Susan Rice. Tammy Duckworth. I really know nothing about her. I know she's a vet, right? Is it possible we can get 6 other choices? Hey, could you give me 6 other people? I don't like any of these people. Man, could you get people that we like? Anybody? Cynthia McKinney. All right. How about we just cancel the election? Just cancel it. Let's just go unprecedented for 4 years and see how that goes. You know, let's just not have a president. You know, I mean, we basically don't now. We don't have leadership. Come on, man, we don't have leadership in the Republicans or the Democrats. I mean, if you consider Nancy Pelosi a leader, I mean, come on, man. I mean, she's driving the car with her feet right now, and she's wearing heels. Chuck Schumer's not a leader, man. He's a moron. We don't have and then you got Trump on the other side. The Republicans are so feckless they won't stand up to Trump at all. Oh, he's naked at the press conference. Oh, well, sometimes you gotta take clothes off. Yeah, it's okay. It's still clothes. Sometimes you gotta get naked. They would defend everything he does. Sometimes he just said we should throw kids off buildings. Yeah, sometimes kids bounce, you know. Sometimes you gotta throw kids off buildings, man. I mean, we really should just go ahead and try to not have a president for a little while. That's all I'm saying, guys. I mean, I'm saying Trump is bad. Like, I'm sorry about the kid thing, okay? But I'm just showing the absurdity of what the Republicans allowed Trump to get away with. It just shows we have no government. We don't have anything. We have nothing. You think that's leadership? I'd rather follow Stevie Wonder through a road, through a path of thistles and rose bushes and, you know, poison oak and poison ivy, sumac. You know, I'd rather walk through a burning building with Stevie Wonder leading the way than be led by these jackasses. That's what I'm saying. All right, phone number is 319-527-6212. No punches held. None. No favorites played. Straight, no chaser. First phone call. I'm going to jump right into it. Let's jump right into it, guys. Get the people going. First phone call. Let's see what we go here. Let's see what we got. All right, we're looking good. Now, let me get this straight. Now, look, guys, let's try to keep the calls. Let's keep the comments between 3 and 3 minutes or so around there. Make sure we get everybody in. I'm expecting we'll have a good showing tonight. All right. My first phone call is a 989 number. 989, you're live. TB Tuesdays, what's your name?
Tim, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, brother?
Hey, it's Matthew Riley from Michigan, man.
All right, Matt. Talk to me, brother.
All right, I got a quick one for you. And the reason I wanted to call you, instead of trying to send you a tweet you probably wouldn't see, is because if you put Tim Black YouTube into Google, the first 2 things that show up are fake Tim Black accounts. And the best way to counter this, I'm pretty sure, is to have the people that are listening to your show go to these channels and report them as fake. You know what I'm talking about? Have you noticed these?
No, I didn't, brother. Nah,
Have you seen them?
No.
Oh, yeah.
And you said that's Google?
Just go to... Yeah, just go to Google and punch in Tim Black YouTube. And, I watch pretty much all the progressive shows, and the only shows I've noticed that this happens to are you and Status Quo. Honestly. Those are the only 2 that, you punch them in and there's, bogus accounts. It's weird.
Wow.
They repost your videos, and for some reason, they come up at the top of the Google results, man. It's really strange, man.
Well,
yeah, Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
Back to Black, dude. Great album. Mark Ronson produced it. Great drum sounds.
Yeah.
Perfect snare sound, a little bit of saturation. Really kind of a throwback to the 70s.
Yeah.
Breakbeat drum sound. Great album, dude. Back to Black, dude. For real.
Yeah. No, Amy Winehouse she was dope, man. It's sad, you know what I mean? Her name popped into my head, man. It was sad, brother. OD, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, her voice was amazing, dude.
Right.
All right, man. You have a great night, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you back. Thank you for the tip about the results, man. The SEO, brother. What can I tell you, man? They try to keep us down, man. I guess it's just because I'm, got a big mouth, man. I speak that truth to power. Yeah. They say you can judge a man by who his enemies are. I mean, that's something, right? And that's also a woman as well. You can judge a woman by who her enemies are. Right? All right, man. But I'll look into it. What I noticed, the name Tim Black was such a great name. His company in Brazil stole it from me. And I wish I could sue them, man. They put out a freaking, after I did all the heavy lifting on elevating the name Tim Black, then people started naming themselves Tim Black. And then they put out this cell phone or whatever, mobile phone out in Brazil called Tim Black. And they got this guy danced around. He's Tim Black. You mother. You sons of, you know what I mean? But they're not obligated to not use my, But I'm just saying, it's just scumbags, scumbaggery. Dancing with a cell phone, just. People all happy. Tim Black. They created a character out of it. You sons of. You butt injections place. Cell phone. All right, go next call, man. 219. You're live. TB Tuesdays. What's your name? What's your comment? 219. You are live, 219. All right. I hear nothing.
Tim, it's Reverend Marie. There I am.
Oh, okay. Rev Marie, what's up, sister? How are you, Rev?
Fat Chica. I'm fine. My fat cheek muted my phone. So anyhow, I am not voting for Joe Biden, and I am not ashamed, afraid, whatever to say it, because number one, well, there's so many things why I'm not voting for Biden, but one of the main reasons is Congress needs to do their job. We have three branches of government for a reason. They are supposed to be, being a watchdog for the president, the executive, judicial, and everything else. They spent the first year of his term listening to Queen Hillary and blaming Bernie. The entire first year, that's all they did, was blame Bernie for the election and do whatever Hillary said. There were other representatives who introduced articles of impeachment, I think of Al Green and others, bona fide, that had more teeth in it, and they just ignored it. And the next year, it's like, we got to vote blue, got to vote blue. They didn't take a stand on anything. I want my representative to take a stand. I don't want them to wait to see, we're not going to win, so let's not do anything. We got to wait and see what happens in November. We got to wait for this. That's just bullshit. You have a job to do and do it. And they don't want to. They don't. They worry about their election. Our vote matters when it's election year. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. I mean, I call my representatives. I tell them, I give them peace of my mind. They need to tell us what's going on. Anything that Trump does, and what I say is not by Trump alone. Trump cannot do these things alone. He can do an executive order. But everything else, there are checks and balances. There are congressional oversight committees. There is the budget. So when he says he's going to take money from the CDC and put it there, that has to be approved by our representatives, by our senators. He has enough to blame him for, but it's not by Trump alone. Even if we get rid of Trump, nothing's going to change unless all these others change. They still are not doing what they're supposed to do. And now you look at this latest thing with the you say it better than I do, with the drug. So that drug has been safe and is a bona fide use for people with lupus for years, for decades. So then you have this Joe Biden interview from yesterday or today where he accuses people he assimilates people who use that to injecting Clorox. It's like, no, it's a safe drug. It's not like injecting bleach. It is a safe drug for many people, just not for COVID. That's the thing. So you've got Biden playing doctor, and he's mad at Trump playing doctor, but then he's playing doctor saying what this drug does. And then even those MSNBC doctors are saying, a Z-Pack works. It's a virus. Antibiotics do not work on a virus. What the Z-Pack does is help those who have pneumonia. But I digress. And one more thing about Nancy Pelosi. So then she makes a comment about Trump being morbidly obese. So now we have all the fat jokes and everything. She's saying that he's not healthy and he shouldn't be doing things. Well, just look at that Botox in her face, okay? Like, honey, you should not be telling anybody about medical advice. And I really think, so now we have all these fat jokes about Trump. They're focusing on all the things about Trump and not these laws that are going through Congress, not what we're doing with the EPA, not what we're doing in Syria. These things are still going on. So it's not by Trump alone. We got to hold these people accountable. That's all.
All right. Well, thank you for the phone call, Rev Marie. I think that how can I say this? Yeah, I mean, it's a safe drug. I mean, obviously people are still getting, prescriptions filled with it. That's not his intended use for what he wants to use it for, though. So I don't know what that means. I know some people talking about I know that there are people who are suffering from COVID-19 who took Z-Packs as part of the treatment for some of the symptoms. I don't know. I don't think it's about curing COVID, but just, some of the symptoms that are prevailing. I know they prescribed a performer, Scarface, for instance. They prescribed him a Z-Pack before they knew what he had, just based on his symptoms. So, yeah. But of course, I think they do that distracting crap with all presidents. I mean, I didn't wake up until Obama, right? I saw what Obama was doing. I was like, hold on, man. But I'm pretty sure all presidents, it's the blame game, and then they focused all the attention on. And so Trump's the perfect person so that they can focus all the attention on to get other crap done, right? Because he just demands attention. He craves attention. His whole life has been, let me get attention. That doesn't mean he's a good guy. It doesn't mean he's a victim. I think part of his shtick is getting attention and then doing dirty things while he's getting attention. That's what I think his thing is, in my opinion. But yeah, we're screwed. If that's your point, yeah, we are screwed, Rev. And yeah, like I like to know who cut that. Who cut the CDC? I remember watching Miss Dr. Bowen, I think, who was a part of the pandemic response team, and like he headed it up, and he was saying how he was telling everyone in 2017 that we needed masks, and no one listened. We were short on the supplies, the PPE, right? But he's been in that job for a very long time, and they could not shut him up because before they could stop him, he also stated, "But you know, I've been doing this position for quite some time. I told Obama the same thing, and he ignored me too." So it's not just Trump who's been ignoring the possibility of a pandemic and the equipment that needs to be in place in order to make sure if whatever were to break out, that we'd have what we need to sustain and be able to have our healthcare workers be able to function. So, yeah, I don't think some of these problems are just Trump. I think some of them are institutional. They long exceed Trump. But what I don't like is the people that act like Trump is good. He's not good. No, he's not the devil. No, he did not invent these bad things. But he's not helping in a lot of cases. I see it both ways. That budget, and he's the fall guy for his whole administration. It's not just him. It's not. But that's how it works, right? Everybody's the fall guy. 727. You're live. TB Tuesdays. What's your name? What's your comment? All right. 252, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim. This is Kara from North Carolina. How y'all doing?
Hey, what's up, Kara?
I want to talk about two things. First of all, I want to cover shortly the Stacey Abrams situation.
Yes.
I was so happy to see her face plant on TV. I was so happy to see it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. I love when these people get their comeuppance because everybody has to get their karma. Everybody has to get it. I believe that wholeheartedly. I believe that anybody who can be from a community in the situation that our community is in the United States and actively don't do shit for them, you deserve what the fuck you get. And I'm sorry to be cursing, but, you know, that's how I feel, you know. I feel very much so that, you know, everybody has to get their comeuppance. A lot of these people in Congress, the Congressional Black Caucus, every single one of them, they're going to get what's coming to them, you know what I'm saying? And selling their souls and selling out, you know, black issues downstream and watching us suffer, you're going to have to, you know, your comeuppance is going to have to come one day. And, you know, she sold herself out and she sold herself short when she decided not to run for Senate in Georgia. She cut any leverage that she had, any momentum that she had. And the point when I saw Oprah supporting her, I knew she won't shit. I knew she was not going to be anything good for the black community. But, you know, everybody loves to push certain people of minorities. They like to push them because, you know, they token people. And I was happy to see her face plant. And I hope she don't never get anywhere further than where she is right now. And second, I wanted to talk about the Breonna Taylor situation.
Yes.
And why I think that story stinks so badly. Everybody knows, you know, I'm a truck driver, you know, but before I was a truck driver, I was an EMT worker. I worked locally in my community as an EMT. The reason why that story stinks so badly is because there is very much a blurred line in relationships between EMTs and law enforcement. I know it. I witnessed it on several occasions, and nobody can tell me different because I lived it. For them to go knowingly to an EMT personnel's home with a no-knock warrant is very unheard of. It's very unheard of. It doesn't happen. They scratch each other's back to such a degree that a lot of the things that they do, quote-unquote, let's just say, is just blurred. It's blurred. It's very blurry. Wow. And for them to go to her home with a no-knock warrant and not address her about it first is very uncommon because a lot of EMTs play double roles. They are themselves law enforcement agents. They are themselves working for these institutions. They are 911 operators. They very much have a very close connection with law enforcement. So the point that they knew that she was an EMT personnel and did not address her, even if she didn't work in that particular county, made no sense to me. When I heard the story from the beginning, I said this is going to be a story that gets buried. You're not going to hear much about this story after the FBI gets their hands on it. People are going to quietly be quit or pushed into other districts, and you're not going to hear about it anymore because of the blurred relationship. I do not believe anything that they say about this story because they never should have went to that girl's house with a no-name warrant. They wouldn't. It just makes no sense to me for them to do that because they had open access to her, and she's a believed and trusted citizen because of her role as a public servant. It makes no sense. I could be wrong. This could be an extraordinary case, but it's very unlikely. I don't understand how they can put out that, somebody was, because they was getting packages at her house. They could have asked her that. They had access to her. And if they didn't, if that particular department did not have direct access to her because she worked in a different county, they could have had the people in that county question her while she was at the job and got any information they needed from her and never went to that girl's house. It don't make no sense. And for them to sit here and put it out there like, oh, well, she possibly had drugs being sold out of her home because the neighborhood she lived in, that's BS. And we all know it's BS. We all know, and if you don't know, I'm telling you, there's a very close relationship between EMTs and police officers. And for them to sit there and say that they could not have came to her in any other faucet is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I done seen with my own two eyes EMT actually get a DWI and not be addressed until he was on the job. They did not want to go to that person's house and have that person have the shame of them being arrested at their house. Wow. It's a very close relationship, and I don't get why they did not address her when she was on public time. And it makes no sense. It makes none. And I never talk about my past in dealing with that particular situation. That's why I started driving trucks, because I didn't like it. Because as black people, we're already looked at as if we have some sort of issue with the police. You know what I'm saying? And then that's why a lot of police officers who are black go 2 times as hard to know, look, I'm an upstated citizen. Look, I'm one of y'all. I was not finna play that role. I was not finna do that. I want to do my job and I want to go home. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's why I started driving trucks, because they paid for me to go through everything. You know what I'm saying? But I'm never going to be someone that gets up in like a court of law and say what other people want me to say, even if it's not where the evidence leads. And unfortunately, that does happen. And I just don't get how they can sit here and justify that they couldn't have reached her in any other faucet when she was herself a public servant. I don't get that. It never happened. And at least not in my community, it didn't happen. And I did EMT for quite a few years before I started driving trucks. So I know this to be true. I don't get how they like to paint black people in a certain light. And oftentimes they focus on black men because, more black men are in prison. But a lot of times when it comes to black women and it comes to law enforcement, we're 6 times more likely for it to end in a fatality. We do have a problem in America. It does need to be addressed. And the fact that she was a public servant, that makes her case become more high profile. But there's a lot of cases out there where the police have killed black women for no goddamn reason, and it gets swept under the rug. And it's time for us all to address that. And we need to figure out what we're going to do about that problem, because that's why black people have a mistrust of the police. That's why you have a lot of the problems that you have, because we can't trust y'all in a simple traffic incident to give us a fair shake or to give us our constitutional rights, and then you use the law against us to justify our deaths. It makes no sense. And I'm over it. I really am. But this situation really hit me because I've been in that situation where I've been an EMT, and I know that shit does not happen because of the blurred lines, because of the relationship that they have. And I just don't get how they can justify this in any way as a justifiable murder. Even if she was, let's just be hypothetical and say she was selling drugs at her house, or somebody was selling drugs at her house. You can't justify the way you came into that woman's home, because there's no way that a public servant should ever receive a no-knock warrant. It doesn't happen. Have you ever heard of it happening? It doesn't happen very often, unless that person is the bulk is that person is the focus of the investigation, and she wasn't.
Right. Right.
So anybody justifying it is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's all I wanted to say. Sorry to, go over on the time, but y'all have a good night.
All right, Kira, thank you for the sister. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's amazing that Kira expressed this point of view about the EMTs and the relationship between EMTs and law enforcement, and how Brandon Tatum, a former police officer who starts off his commentary on this issue, touting how honest and real and how factually based he is. He left that part out. Wonder why Mr. Tatum didn't mention. I mean, you got to imagine that EMTs would deal often with police because they are emergency personnel who goes to scenes. Anyway, and she was not the focus of that investigation. You're absolutely correct about that. 541, you're live. TB Tuesdays. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hi, Tim.
Hey, who's this?
This is Sabrina calling you from Oregon.
Sabrina in the house.
I tried calling in on Friday, but I think I called in too late.
Oh, okay.
It kept telling me, the show is over. And I'm like, I'm watching him live, so no, it's not.
Yeah, the phone lines go out. Yeah. But what's on your mind, though, Sabrina? We got you now. What's up?
Well, I am very anxious this evening. So, one, I got to see my mom for the first time in 3 months yesterday. We kept our distance, but she needed to get some paperwork from me. So, seeing my mom for the first time in 3 months. Yeah. And then on Friday, part of why I was calling you on Friday was because my job just dropped the bomb on all of us. Uh-oh. I am a public servant, and they started making the suggestion that because we serve the public, and so the state revenue is what keeps business going, and that things are falling on hard times, that there were going to have to be some cuts. And they didn't just make it about, hey, straightforward cuts. They kind of made it so who's going? Which one of you is up for it? And not permanently right now. They're looking temporarily. But just the idea of you guys have to keep the public going, but we're going to look at cutting you. And we've been going in and doing the bare minimum that we have to do in office during this pandemic. We've been, kind of exposing ourselves. We've been trying to keep staffing to a minimum. And then to top it off, they make the suggestion that the people at the very top don't have to consider being cut in any time, any pay. They're gonna function as normal. It's the support staff. It's the people at the bottom, the people who've been going in, the people who've been keeping things running. They're the ones who are going to have to decide, well, how much money are you up for losing? How much time can you take away? And I don't think that that's something that a lot of people are talking about, is that, we look at all this essential work, and I think that what we're really looking at is we're looking at a nation that's kind of making a new status of desperation in people, where what we're almost doing is we're almost forcing everybody into that work. We're looking at all these middle kind of jobs that maybe they have benefits, maybe they have a decent amount of pay, and we're going, hey, we can't afford you, so you're going to have to go do these jobs that deserve way more respect, but we don't respect them because look at how people have been treating the restaurants and the grocers and all these people. They've been going in there and they've been specifically this close to just spitting on those people, and it's awful. But they're looking at us and they're going, well, we need your work, but we don't want to afford it. We'd rather you go on unemployment or go find somewhere else to be while we keep these upper level people
Yeah.
that are more expensive to keep going. So I don't understand that. They're not the people who are, I mean, even on a regular Monday, they would not be there working the way that the rest of us have been working.
Right.
But so, I feel like what they're almost trying to do is they're trying to get everybody to a level of desperation where they'll take any job, any temporary work, and they'll be happy because at least it's something. And then we'll stop asking for the benefits and we'll stop asking for the pay raises because the only other alternative will be nothing. So tomorrow is when we get the announcement of what their plan kind of is, and I just found it very, very rude because there have been people who have been expressing boredom through this. They're going, I don't have anything to do. I'm bored. You guys have anything you might want to pass on to me? And it's like, sure, except you are at a pay level that we're not supposed to give our work to you. So we're the ones doing it, and you don't have anything to do at your level, and yet you're telling us we're the ones who are possibly going to have to, like, basically some of the ideas are go on unpaid leave for the holidays and or even for like the whole summer, or hey guys, if you don't do this next year we're going to be looking at layoffs.
Wow.
It's kind of like what they told us. It was like guilt tripping us, like sacrifice somebody now or we might have to make more sacrifices next year. And I keep going, well, what's the end game, guys? Because if you get rid of all your workers, you get rid of all your support, and I'm talking nationally, if we keep going ahead and saying people are sacrificial, then what happens? What happens when all those people are gone? It's like all these elite people who are just like, well, maybe some of the older people have to go. Well, some of the black people have to go. Well, maybe if your kids aren't feeling good, I mean, maybe that's just the sign of things. And then what happens when you don't have those people to step on?
Wow.
But yeah, I that's just one thing that I don't think is coming up, is that a lot of these governments right now, I mean, they're making choices that aren't out there yet.
Right.
And the thing is that they're dealing with a loss of revenue, and unfortunately, unlike going back out and not, leaving your home and going back to work, that doesn't work for the government. The revenue is just already not there, and I don't think that that's going to be long-term hurt that people aren't aware of. And there are even people encouraging people to go on unemployment and take advantage of the CARES Act right now, despite the fact that some backlogs are like 2, maybe 3 months. And so what, you're going to encourage people to take some time off and go on unemployment. They can come back later, furlough or anything. But then they're going to spend all that time without any pay because even the unemployment isn't paying out right now.
Wow.
And it's this very weird, it's surreal. It's surreal, some of the things that people are letting the gears run in their head make them suggest to other people. And all of it's this, we gotta save money. We gotta get money back. And the sacrifice is people. And it's scary.
Well, thank you so much for calling, Sabrina. I appreciate it, and it's just a great way to express and share information, let people know what's going on in the real world, man. People are seriously hurting in these positions. We don't know what's going to happen for people. I'm trying to tell people, when you watch, that's why when I did the show Friday, and I was trying to tell people, I was trying to stress, stop watching just MSNBC or CNN and seeing people act stupid outside with no mask on, they want to go to Costco. Yeah, we got people like that, but we also have other people who are hurting, man. This is serious business. Some people live paycheck to paycheck and the checks stop coming. Get it? Some people's businesses were hanging on by a string and then someone cut the string. Get it? So don't let the imagery that's being run by certain organizations or certain media color everything, because that's not the entire story. There's always a mix. It's never absolutes. Yes, we got some jackasses that are just pissed because they can't get their hair done. But we also have some people who can't put food on the table. That's happening too. So, and then we have this. We have Sabrina and those people in those positions who are being pushed out. Meanwhile, upper management or middle management who don't do any of the essential work are safe. So, like, I know what we do here, you know, Tim Black Wolfpack, this is people funded. And of course, yeah, our funds have taken a hit. That's what it is. What can you say? Someone actually wrote me, someone sent me a message on a Patreon. A member of the Wolfpack sent me a message saying, hey, Tim, hey, look, I really love the show. I love the show. It's fantastic. And I'm a big-time supporter of the show. And this crazy stimulus package payment, you know, I like to get that to the show, man. I love to give you that check. What would I do? And I said, hey, whoa. No, you don't. No, don't do that. You're going to get me struck by lightning. I said, you could increase your Wolfpack membership if you want a little bit, but no way, man. I don't think that's right. I love you and you love me and we love the community and everything, but we're not taking anyone's stimulus check. Now I said, unless you're a millionaire. Now, if you're a millionaire and you're good, all right, we can make it a concession. But if you're a working person, nah, man, like there's some things we cannot do. We don't do that. No. There's a thing called karma, man. I don't want it coming for me. You understand what I'm saying? But, yeah. I was like, what? No, man, I wouldn't feel right. I feel like something bad's going to happen to me. You know? I don't want the show to end. What happened? I don't know. Jim hit some bad luck. All of a sudden, none of the equipment worked. All of his mics broke at the same time. Yeah, man. So anyway, I'm going next call. I just thought that was hilarious. And by the way, the person who made that suggestion, I love you. I appreciate you. But no. But I love you. All right? All right. Thank you for thinking of us. 509. 509 is gone. 662. There you go. 662, you live. TB Tuesdays. What's your name? What's your comment? Hey.
Hey, this Aaron calling from Birthplace of Elvis. You know what I'm saying? You remember me?
Yeah. What's up, my brother? How you doing?
Oh man, I'm just saying, like, it's crazy when you showed that video about Stacey. I was like, man, this is like more than like all I needed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I had issues with my mom and her people and stuff like that. But by this video, you got okay. At first, like Mississippi, they like black people voted for Biden by like 93%, and that was the first time. I hate to say it, that was the first time I was ever ashamed just to be black, to know that they did that, and I know it was older people that did. But on top of that, like I was listening to your guy, he from Texas, the one that's in the military. He called in a lot. He don't clean up a little bit with his talking. And I'm glad for that, because I got a 2-year-old that comes in and listens to your music when he plays. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if he watching Paw Patrol or whatever. When they get to playing, he got to come in and do his little dance. And sometimes he'll sit with me and he'll listen. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to him. And but he was saying that it was, you know what I'm saying, maybe some of the older people might have to, you know what I'm saying, some of our people might have to, pass away in order for us to have something. And I thought about it and I felt bad about it, but I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, maybe that is, but I shouldn't think like that. So, you know what I'm saying, I had to clean up that. You know what I'm saying? But I was hurt at the moment, you know what I'm saying, because Bernie had, you know what I'm saying, had lost and stuff like that. So I was hurt about that. But then the lady right there, the truck driver, she was talking about how she was, you know, glad that what happened to Stacey, you know what I'm saying, happened. And, you know what I'm saying, I was thinking, you know what I'm saying, I don't know how to run a campaign, but I know the older people around here. And what Biden did, it just put more ammo in my gun, because what he did, he humiliated that woman.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I'm saying? And when they seen that, they didn't see that as, you know what I'm saying, just him talking about voters' rights. They seen that as him humiliating, you know what I'm saying, putting that in her place.
Yep.
That's what that was. He was putting her in her place, because she had already been on there before talking about he needs to pick a black woman, and then she was kind of using her power, you know what I'm saying, I guess was trying to force him. That's why I seen it as. But they seeing it as, you know what I'm saying, you embarrassed this woman on national TV when you could have just picked up the phone and called her and said, you know what I'm saying, they all writing stories and stuff about you. Can you know what I'm saying, calm it down a little bit. But by him doing that, you know what I'm saying, they seeing that as, you know what I'm saying, you humiliating that woman. And you just killed a lot of voters in Mississippi. I know you did. Because Kamala Harris, they already know about her. They didn't know about this woman, like, ooh. She looked like, you know, she looked like one of us.
Right.
So what you just did, you just embarrassed that woman on TV when you could just pick up the phone. And then on top of this was so crazy. You know what I'm saying? I had my ex-girlfriend called me, and so she lost her grandmama. My girlfriend now just lost her grandmama Saturday from COVID. So, you know what I'm saying? You can be putting your energy more than just trying to humiliate her. You can just be putting your energy towards helping us out and talking about what you're going to do for us, instead of using your energy to put her on TV to embarrass her and put her in a place. You can be doing more than that. That's not presidential. You're not being a president when you do stuff like that. So that's all I got to say. I don't want to stay on too long. I know it's a lot of people want to call, but I just want to, you know what I'm saying, say that energy could have went somewhere else. Now you just lost some more, and I can just show my mom, you know what, this is the man I haven't hugged my mom in 3 months. And you talking about putting this woman in her place. You need to be talking about how can I hug my mom again. I haven't been in her kitchen only twice.
Brother.
Since this thing been going on, I've been in her kitchen twice. So, you know, this is all theater. But I'm going to let you go. I love you, Tim. I love you, folks. Good night, y'all.
I love you too, man. Thank you so much for that call. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you, my brother, my young brother. I'm got to say, man, I did not look at it that way. And you are so right. You are right. I am wrong. You are right. You understand? Because I know about Stacey Abrams. There have been people that have been on this show. There are people that I know who are from Georgia, and their feelings about Stacey clouded me a little bit because they cannot stand Stacey Abrams. They said she is a backstabbing, scandalous person. Very smart, but very untrustworthy. But what you just pointed out is true. I'm too close to that part. Step back, Tim, and look at it optically. Optically, we have, as you stated, a black woman who Biden humiliated in front of the world. Yeah. Did not have to do it. He invited her to humiliate her. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. Nina Turner. He invited this sister on that show to humiliate her. Can we say it? He invited that black woman on the show to remind her, you are a Negro, and you ain't nothing. I don't owe you nothing, and we ain't doing nothing for you, and this is what you get for running your big mouth. He flogged her in public, y'all. He 12 years enslaved her ass. He Lupita Nyong'o'd her in front of the world just to do it. Lord, you can't blame him, MSNBC. Lawrence O'Donnell thinking, oh man, I'll get the scoop. This is great. He invited her on the show. Uh-oh, what's going to happen? Because we know she's been pushing for this job. And what does he do? Embarrasses the hell out of her. Now, I want you to know, I know what she was doing. She was using her weight and her stature to kind of push Joe Biden. And Joe Biden said, I'm not going to be pushed. I don't care about your identity politics. I don't care about you black. I don't care that you're a woman. It ain't you. You ain't it. And let me just show that. Let everybody know that. Right here and now. So all you good voters, all the black voters who was breaking your neck because you thought Joe Biden's going to be better, he is not. Roland Martin, Jim Clyburn, John Lewis, everybody. John Lewis, I hope that he's doing better. Oh, man. Bakari Sellers. Oh, Bakari. All you Biden supporters, all of y'all, what say you? What say you? Watch them throw her under the bus. They don't know. Think about here's about to explode now. It's like, oh, do I throw my meal ticket under the bus, or do I throw the black woman under the bus? Oh, meal ticket, black woman. Meal ticket, black woman. Meal ticket. Oh, we got to throw the black woman. Watch them throw the black woman under the bus. Joy Reid, you got a choice to make. This is good. I just need to make me some popcorn and just watch this shit. Just eat me some popcorn and just watch this play out. And see who's going to go under that bus. Because somebody going under the bus, Johnson. It's going to be very interesting. Live by identity politics, die by it. Joe Biden did not have to do this. This was unnecessary. Unnecessary. I'm telling you, there are people. Now, Stacey Abrams from Yale. She went to Yale University. Very educated, very articulate, very wise, smart, brilliant. People say she's brilliant, bright. Arami O.C. Frimpong was on my show, The Funky Academic. He's from Georgia. He said that Stacey Abrams is one of the smartest people he's ever met, and he's a professor. But she looked like a roundaway girl. She looked like my aunt, my sister. She could be my sister. We like the same cooking. No disrespect. And look what Joe did. He did not need to do it. That goes to show you how much he respects y'all black women who came out for him. Because of Obama. Because he really loved Obama. He's so respectful. He worked for that black man and everything. He never once called Obama the N-word while he was working for him. Like who would do that? He get credit for stupid stuff like doing his job. He worked for a black man for 8 years and didn't say nothing out of line. He never once called Obama boy. That's all he had to do is use the N-word? These people give Joe Biden credit for anything. Joe Biden, he never smacked Michelle Obama on the butt when she walked past. Biden, he worked for Obama all those years, and he never told Obama to shine his shoes. We got people that are that backwards that think that Joe Biden deserves credit for stuff that nobody would do. Nobody. He did the basics, man. He wasn't great. So now, here we go. Wasn't for South Carolina, there would be no Biden. He was gone. His candidacy was over. He was dead on arrival. This guy was an afterthought. That's how he snuck up on everybody, because no one counted him anymore. He was done. He didn't even come in third in Iowa, man. This guy's toast. This guy sucks. And then he came back from the dead just... All right, I'm going to go next call, man. Thank you so much. That's going into a separate video because of you. $209. $209, you're live on TB Tuesdays. What's your name? What's your comment?
Yeah, hi.
Hey.
Call me Professor Mark. I have several thoughts on several different issues.
Okay, let's make it quick, Professor Mark. 3 minutes, Professor Mark. What's your comment, brother?
Yeah, just you know what? I just wanted to say that I appreciate you, because all the other channels I watch, I have differences with, and you're the only one that I agree with 100%. So thank you for being you.
No, you don't. No, you don't, Professor Mark.
Dr. West. How's that?
I said you can't agree with somebody 100% of the time, man. That's crazy.
Well, all right. I'm sure. Okay, largely agree. Sorry.
Cool. All right,
but because I largely agree with you mostly on those things, when Dr. West validated you in a way he validated me, and I'll never forget that. So thank you for being you. And I think you're one of the funniest people out there. I mean, in terms of political shows, just far and away. And Jimmy Dore's, I love Jimmy, but and he's a professional comic, and I think you're funnier than he is. And I don't want to create any controversy between you and he. This is just my thoughts. Another thing, I love that you're no Joe. I want to give you props on that, because I think some of the other channels, and I don't want to mention who, are already starting to talk about, you know what, maybe Joe's not all that bad. I mean, yeah, he's accused of rape and all of this shit. He's better than, I mean, you know what, dog shit's better than this guy, because he's telling the people to take hydroxychloroquine and potentially kill themselves. So, and then you got people who need hydroxychloroquine that aren't going to get it. And so let's reopen, and we're going to have the biggest disaster there ever was, because it's just going to come back, man. They don't have a vaccine. They don't have testing. That people are going to lose their jobs. No health care for anybody, because it's tied to your job. Unemployment. I don't see a way out of this. I really don't. And I hate to be pessimistic. I love your comedy. It's the only thing that's keeping me going right now, because I just turn you on, and so you say something that's just so different and fresh and unique that I have to laugh. I mean, we need to laugh at this point. That lady that did the lip sync of Trump just cracked me up for hours. I love watching that video. And so you're the one that turned me on to that. You see the irony and the craziness of the time. And I just appreciate you, Tim.
Man, thank you, brother, man. Professor, I appreciate you too, man. Thank you so much for calling in, man. And thank you for not trying to cause drama, because I had enough of that, man. Jimmy's show is 10 times bigger than mine, man, and his people got really pissed when I called him out for the Bernie stuff. But I'll say this, man. You're right. We do try to keep it light. And we do get tired of the hypocrisy. You know what I mean? Like Rev Marie, she called up. She's nailed it. She's right. I guess I could have said this too, man. Like, how you going to say a drug and kill people that we're already giving people? You know, like, I went hard on Trump tonight. But I never said he tried to kill people by telling people to take a drug that people can already take. I mean, if he said take Tylenol for COVID, you can't say he's trying to kill you. My thing is, why is he telling people what to take? Let doctors tell people what to take. Why is he? That's my only thing. But they're pushing it further. See, it's like this, man. They were right to say Trump needs to stop giving medical advice. Okay? But then they go too far with the thing like he's going to kill people because this thing. No, it's FDA approved. It's not something people make in their basement. It's an FDA approved drug. Now, like I stated, my callers have said the price of that drug is going up. People are taking it who don't need it, but because Trump said it. Now the price goes up. When demand goes up, price goes up. So it's hurting people who are on the fixed income who have to take it to stay alive. Okay? So there are drawbacks to it. And it's not clinically proven that it helps COVID-19. So they don't need to take it. It's like taking a Flintstone vitamin pill or something, and like if it causes no side effects, okay? If it causes no side effects. But to say that an FDA-approved drug is like taking gunpowder is not true. Come on, guys. So, yeah, Rev Marie's right. You're right. They're wrong. They go too far. Trump, So thank you. Thank you, brother. And thank you for the kind words, man. I was worried there in a minute. I thought you were going to say some crazy stuff. And, because I don't screen calls, man. But thank you for keeping it above board. I appreciate that. I respect the hell out of that. And we do our best over here. And we, I happen to agree with you. I think we have a funny show. I think it should get more respect, but it is what it is. We're going to keep doing it, though, Johnson. And we're going to keep on telling it our way. So, I'm going to have to just go in order here, guys. Couple people, when you drop out the queue, you're making me lose my place, man. If you stop talking, I wouldn't have hung up. 425. 425, you live if you're there. 425, you're live.
Hi, Jake from Seattle.
Hey, what's up?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, sorry if it sounds like I'm reading this. I had to get my points across. First off, thanks for the content and more personal community you built. Something you got over Jimmy Dore. I'm calling about the progressive movement and the community outside of this one. There are some alarming levels of caving to corporate Dems. You were saying recently it takes more than one to defeat, referring to Bernie beating Biden, but it's more than just Bernie. Not one, but many are caving. It seems to be a trend. Even the Facebook groups now, which prompted me to call in the first place, were once, to a great extent, pretty organic and made up of real people who shared progressive ideologies. But it doesn't seem to be the case anymore when these moderators of the Facebook groups are shutting off comments, but only after a few dozen pro-Biden ones. The post that specifically comes to mind has the title of Bernie Supporters Reluctantly Back Biden, posted by the group Bernie Sanders is Going to Win President 2020, which is actually the largest Facebook group out there. I don't know about you, but in my experience, that title couldn't be further from the truth. Only 2 of the 12 progressive political commentators I watch would vote for Joe, and the comment section is actually like way more lopsided.
Oh, man, your call dropped, man. 425, we just lost you. I'll keep an eye out on you in the queue. Maybe you can call back in before the stream ends. You got 15 minutes, man, before the phone lines cut out. I'm going to go next call. I don't know exactly where you were going with that, but so they're I don't know. 561? 561, how you doing?
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Tim. First thing I got to do, thank you for letting me call in. The first thing I want to do is to apologize to you and the Wolfpack for offending anybody with my language last Tuesday. But the last thing I wanted to do was sound like a racist. And I just want to sincerely apologize for offending anyone. And I sent you an email, and I hadn't heard back. So I was hoping that I could just read the email to you and the Wolfpack. And I think it explains my motivation, and I'll keep the language clean. And I think it does a little bit better job than how I attempted to do it last Tuesday. Would that be okay?
Oh, so this is Ty.
This is Ty.
Yeah, Ty. What's I don't understand, man. What is your purpose, man? What's the deal? What was the purpose of last week's thing?
I would like to. I'm gonna read this email if it's okay, and I think it'll explain what the purpose of that was.
But you said you sent me an email. You said you sent me an email.
Tim at timblacktv.com.
Okay.
That's where I sent it to. There's no foul language, and it's not combative at all.
I thought you were going to send me a video. I thought you were going to send me a video of you playing that song.
Well, I called it in the song. It isn't about me playing the song. It was more about what the song was trying to say. It's not about me saying the word or anything like that. It's about how the American justice system looks at me and all of us that look like me. And, every time.
Ty, man, the thing was, you said you were a black man, and this is why you were able to say this word. And then when you started talking, you didn't sound like a black man. And I said, well, you know what? Let's clear this up. Just send me a video of you doing the song that you did, and we'll just shame everybody who thought you was a white guy who just wanted to use the N-word. And that's sort of like what you need to clear up, not your message, because you can have any point of view here. We don't have to agree on point of view, but if you were being dishonest about that wasn't cool. You understand?
I don't mind sending. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
I would not mind sending you a video. I don't do any social media, so if I sent you the video, I'd prefer if you didn't post the video online. I would have no problem. I think everybody trusts you, so once you see me, but I'd prefer you didn't put it online. If I did send you the video, but I would not mind, emailing you proof of what I look like and who I am.
Yeah, because we don't want that.
But if that would be okay.
Yeah, man, that'd be cool, man. We don't want that type of, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just want to avoid that type of stuff, man, if we can, But go ahead and make your point, man, and go ahead, Ty, make your point, man. I can't read your mind and know if you're being honest with me. I'm just going to assume you are.
Well, first of all, is that a good email to send you a video of myself?
Yeah, you can. Yes,
Tim
you can.
at timblacktv.com.
Sure, yes, you can, brother.
And you would respect to not put me online?
Yeah, man, I can't. Yeah, if you don't want it shared, I won't share it. No.
I appreciate that.
Not a problem.
So I'm gonna read this and hopefully, it clears it up a little bit. Tim, I know I sound like a cornball. I never meant to offend anyone. I sincerely apologize if I did. My mother is from Trinidad. She's darker than you. My father is from Georgia. He was a white man. I came out somewhere in the middle. I would like to explain myself and take responsibility for my words last Tuesday. I understand the nuances of the English language and don't want to act like that as if that word is okay for everyday use. Looking like I do, I have experience being called the word derogatorily on multiple occasions, especially and overtly growing up in the Midwest where no one I ever met knew what race I was. Unfortunately, the reality was and is that in the eyes of the American justice system, it's the one-drop rule, and that's the culture of most police departments. Therefore, time after time, I was treated harsher by the police than the white people around me. Furthermore, every time there's a black person unjustly killed by the police, the mainstream media portrays that person as the worst possible, in the worst possible ways, over and over every time. Maybe they don't come right out and say the word. That doesn't mean they're not trying to reinforce the idea that all black people, and by extension of the one drop rule, all shades of black and brown people, or I guess you could say the other, are the N-word. I don't see myself or the people who look like me as that word. I do think most police officers and most prosecutors and probably most judges see me and other dark-skinned individuals as only one thing, the N-word with the hard R. It has become an American pastime to kill us without fear of punishment or repercussion. When are they coming for me? That's the reason I use the word in my song. P.S. I've been a fan of the show for years now, and it's the only place I know that really discusses race at all, and definitely the only place that I can even attempt to try to express my experiences and my feelings on the issues of racial inequality, which is a phrase doesn't even feel like it begins to encompass the issues of race in America. The last thing I wanted to do was come off sounding like a racist. Writing is something I've always done pretty well, so I thought maybe my song said more than the words I put in it. I guess it's back to the blank page on this one. Hopefully, as a comedic writer and comedian, you understand that art isn't always received and perceived in the way the artist intended or the way the artist perceives it themselves. Thanks for always giving myself and all the callers a chance to express themselves and ask questions and try to make sense out of this, crazy country and world we live in. So thank you for the opportunity for letting me apologize. And again, I'm so sorry for offending anyone.
Hey, look, Todd, thank you for calling up, man.
And I will send you a video of myself if this is a
that'll make me feel better, man.
If you
I
want to
appreciate
just send me a reply.
Sure,
sorry.
Bro. Yeah, sure. Yes, I will.
If you just reply to this one, then I'll send you the video and the reply.
That'll work.
That way I know it's getting to you.
That'll work, man. Hey, thank you, Ty. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
You got it, brother.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, man. I hope it's just a misunderstanding, man. I don't screen calls, so but it will make me feel better to know that you were being legit. We are, they judge us based on looks, so they judge us based on looks. And, it's tricky. We have a diverse audience, man. We got all types of people that watch the show. So, I got to be concerned with not just how I feel, but how my audience feels. You know what I mean? So we respect, we want everybody to be respected and feel comfortable, on the show, coming here. Because we do have a community, and that's what we've been building for years. So, but thank you, Ty, for the fact that you took the time out to come back and write a letter. And I know you've given to the show, on the super chat a few times, right? And I noticed that you've been here for a while, so I was thrown, brother. I would love to be wrong. Cool. And if I could choose to be wrong about something, being wrong about this, I would be happy to be wrong about this. So, prove me wrong, man, and thank you. Thank you, sir. 971, you're live. TB Tuesdays. Who's this?
Hey, Tim. This is Brooke out of Washington. How you doing today?
What's up, Brooke, man? What's on your mind, my brother?
Yeah, just, I guess, a little depressed thinking about just how things are headed. I do listen to a lot of stuff online on YouTube, and one of just someone that I listened to not too long ago, probably does speaking more in conservative circles, but he did say something that sort of stuck, and it ties in with UBI type of a scenario, where he said, like over time, there's going to be fewer seats needed. So let's say, he's in academia, and at one point, you have a professor with 20 assistants, and then each of them becomes a professor, and ideally they would each get 20 assistants, and that would be something that just continues just because of growth. But that's not sustainable. There's just not going to be enough people. There's not going to be enough interest. But you multiply that across all kinds of other fields, and it just got me really thinking, with AI, with everything, like Yang talks about from time to time. I'm a Bernie guy, but, you listen to good ideas and, things that are going to be popping up. It just I don't see how things are going to be sustainable, over the next 10 or 20 years, which will fly by in no time. And, this pandemic showed us that our system is very frail. I mean, it's based on just capital. It's based on the financial industry. It's going to go up and down. And at some point, it's not really backed on anything other than, our labor. We work, I guess Wall Street makes more money. Get fired, Wall Street makes more money anyways, I guess. But at some point, I just don't see how any of this is sustainable. I'm not saying it's Easter Island all over again, but it just seems like we're headed in a direction that doesn't make any sense. Nothing adds up. The math that we know doesn't really work. Not to be a downer. At least that just seems to be the direction I see things going. I don't know if UBI is a fix for that. Maybe it's a temporary fix. But even with that, I don't know. Just wanted to get your thoughts on this. Just a little depressed.
Well, yeah, I hear you, man, Brooke.
I love your show. Yeah.
Thank you for the phone call, Brooke. I appreciate you, man. Wow. Yeah. UBI. Okay, so UBI. I'm going to come back to this question, Brooke, just because I want to make sure I get everybody in, and then we'll come back. 512, you're live on TB Tuesdays. What's your name? What's your comment? (512), you are live. (512). Okay. 318. 318, you're live. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Who's this?
My name is, I'm gonna just say Pat. I'm from
90
Louisiana,
seconds.
but I also claim Mississippi as well. So I'll just claim both states.
Mississippi, and
So I
what's
went to,
the other state? Mississippi.
I went to school in Mississippi.
And you live in where?
Right now, I'm back living in Louisiana.
Louisiana. Oh, okay. Perfect. What's on your mind tonight?
Well, I wanted to call and also talk about this Stacey Abrams thing.
Okay.
I know that's kind of popular tonight.
60 seconds.
Had 2 callers talked about it.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that the sister and the brother's point of view, I think I agree with both. And I agree more so with the sister, but the brother's point of view was, I get what he was saying about how Joe Biden embarrassed her, and that may look bad for people of color who voted for him.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm glad that happened. I'm happy because now I hope they look at that and really think about who they're voting for, because like he said, the black community, especially our elders, they look highly upon him for whatever reason. I know it's because of Obama, but they respect him a lot. And so to
10
see him
seconds.
do that to her, I hope that makes them reevaluate who he really is. And so, for me, he was right. Joe Biden did her wrong. That was low down. It was funny, but it was low down. And so I'm glad that happened. I'm also glad because I hope Stacey Abrams reevaluates everything she's been doing up until this point. She has been filling out. She has been just, doing all these things for corporatists, for the media, for the DNC, to make herself look good and throw black people, real black people, under the bus to achieve something. And too many times I see that happen with black politicians, and they succeed. And I'm sick of seeing that. And so for her to get to this point and he kind of like slap her in her face, I hope that makes her think, oh, dang, I need to like remember where I came from. Because in the end of the day, no matter who, even the ones who are successful, they can only get so far before they have to be reminded who they are. And so instead of selling out and doing all these things that doesn't help us to get what you get, how about being an actual representative for us? And you might, we don't know because nobody ever fully goes through with this, but you might get further that way than what you're doing now. And so, I'm glad, and I was satisfied to see it. I ain't gonna lie. I was laughing the whole time. I was like, see, that's what you get, because, when she first came on the scene, I didn't really know who, everybody was saying, oh, she's a leftist, she's a progressive, this and the other. I was like, she hasn't really proven that she is, but she hasn't proven that she isn't. So I'm just, waiting to see. And so with the whole Tara Reid thing and how she's been going about after her defeat in her election, I was like, man, she's not looking too good, man. Like, she's not really being progressive, and her being a hypocrite. The whole Tara Reid thing was very disturbing for me, and it was disappointing as well as a black woman. So I was like, man, you ain't right. You down low for that. And so when I saw this happen, I was like, see, that's what happens. That's what you get for trying to suck up to the people who don't care about you or us. And this is the end result. And so, I want, like, and, the brother who was trying to say, both Joe Biden was wrong, he needed to try to get our vote. That is true. Like, as of right now, I can't vote for Joe Biden either, but I want him to make me vote for him. Like, I want him to do something, anything. And so, the VP pick could be a thing to get people who were Bernie supporters or more progressive supporters to, like, suck it up and vote for him. But if you pick somebody like Stacey Abrams or Kamala Harris or Elizabeth Warren, that's not going to be enough. And so I want him to do something, one thing, and that's the thing that black people, older black people, are not asking for from him. They just want to give him our vote, and I'm sick of hearing that. And people tell people, like my mom and people older than me tell me, oh, you need to vote for him. No, I don't need to vote for him, because I'm going to get the same thing with him or Trump is how I see it. And so, I was glad, and I hope he picks somebody that I could be like, I guess, or a policy, something, and it has to be a real policy like Medicare for All, legalizing marijuana, something that's real. And so, I hope my pick for VP would be Nina Turner. I know it ain't gonna happen. It's far out this world. But if he were picking Nina Turner, I'm all on board, Joe Biden. I'll vote for you then. But I know they're gonna be her, so I'm good on that. But that's all I wanted to say. That's it.
I love it. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate it. And I know exactly what you're talking about. We want people to, what they say, if a hard head beats a soft behind or something like that. Eventually people got to pay for what they've done, and it's good to see it. Like, to be around when they get their comeuppance is nice. Like, you got it. They got you. You're right. Joe Biden laughed the whole time he did it too. Did you see him laughing? That's why I stopped the tape, and then I played it. I don't know if you were watching earlier, but I did a segment on it before the show. I was, doing my monologue, and I stopped it where he was laughing. Before he made fun of her, he was laughing really hard, actually. And then he proceeded to diss her. But yeah, let me go to the next call, man. Both things can be true. Hey, 262, you're live, TBT Tuesdays. Hello.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, what's up, now? How you doing?
I'm all right. How about yourself? This is Freddie from Racine, Wisconsin.
Freddie, man. What's up, Freddie? I'm good, man. Talk to me.
Well, I was just going to call her, kiss your ass, because you do amazing work, but now I kind of want to comment on the last couple of people.
It's all good, man.
But first, I'll start by saying you're mean as hell, man. You're laughing at poor Stacey Abrams being humiliated, and that's just rude. But also fucking hilarious. As for Brother Todd, I'm glad he called back and clarified, because I was kind of pissed after the last time he called. So I wanted to thank him, and then I also want to thank you as well for actually giving him the platform and letting him clarify. So just wanted to say, keep up the good work, and hopefully we'll be seeing more of you.
Hey, man, thank you, Freddie, man. I appreciate it, man. And yeah, man, I was kind of like, but Ty, like I said, man, he's been in the comment section for a long time. He's like a member of the Wolfpack, and maybe he had a point, and he wanted to express himself. So we should give each other an opportunity to clarify their position, and say, because it's possible to have a misunderstanding, right? We shouldn't just throw people away, right? That's a good, what kind of community do we have if we just throw people away? Not a community that we really want, right? Because anybody can make a mistake. I know I made a lot of them, so. You guys haven't thrown me away. Well, some of you have. But they, they come back later. They were really mad. You didn't support Tulsi Gabbard. Right. It's not my candidate. I supported Bernie in 2016, too. Now I support him in 20. But, oh, man, my caller just said she'd love to see Nina Turner as the VP pick for Biden. You're right. That's not going to happen, but that would be, yeah. Wow. Now, that would be something to talk about. Because Nina is realer than real. Yeah, now, but see, he's not about winning, man. Like, if he pick Nina Turner, it's a wrap. She's going to go in. She's going to speak to people's issues. People are going to feel like we have a vice president pick that knows people. That truly knows the pain that people are going through. Nina Turner will make you cry, man. She could tell you a story. I haven't. Stacey just always sounds like she's reading off a teleprompter. Everything seems rehearsed and canned. But Nina Turner, man, she'll just talk. I feel privileged to know Nina Turner. I'm supposed to be on her. She's got a show that she's doing now. She told me she's invited me on it. I want to follow up. We got to. Hey, Tim Black PR. We need to follow up with Nina's people. She got great people that work with her that do the scheduling. So. Let's check on that. I think we got everybody. 541. We got Carter. I see Carter in the queue. Hey, Mystical Carter, did you have a comment or you just watching, man, listening?
Yo, what up, man?
Hey, what's up, brother?
Okay. It's been God knows how long. Okay, first question, serious question. Is Bernie still in the race?
He's on the ballot. Yeah, you can still vote for him.
Okay, so we're going to have a repeat of 2016.
There you go.
So we're going to hopefully survive the pandemic and have to go through 4 more years of pandemic with Trump. Because y'all don't like that. So what I'm gonna do? Matter of fact, I have to do this for real, just for the hell of it. I'm gonna get a Bernie Bros for Trump T-shirt with a wolf on the back for all of y'all. So if we got to go through 4 more years of this crap, and the aliens don't come pick me up, I'm gonna be hiding in the bunker somewhere, and y'all can have it.
There are no good choices, brother. There are no good choices, Mystical.
I agree, but still. Go find one. And I mean, seriously though, when it comes to Bernie Sanders, I got the same problem this time around I had in the very beginning. Why didn't he just run independent and stay in the game? I never understood why he wanted to get on the Democratic ticket in the first place.
Man, it's so many institutional barriers to independent
That's the
candidates.
only question I got in all seriousness. Is why didn't he just, for the first time in a long time, we would have Republican versus Democrat versus Independent and Green Party and whoever else was out there. But I'm just saying, it would have been at least more of an honest fight than that what we got.
Yeah.
And then how they did them again.
Yeah.
Like I'm not blind to that. You know, I'm partially making fun of it, but
right.
Just because I just wanted him to stick in the race. But other than that,
I feel you, brother. I do, man.
And anything else I would say, I mean, it's already been said. But just me being me, man. People protect yourselves out here. And that goes for everybody because these cases that's out here in the news, it points to more than just race. If you really look at it, there's some deep-seated corruption between the DAs and the prosecutors and the police that's getting off, and how they're getting off is really being exposed. The judicial system is jacked, and anybody can get got.
That's right.
And I'm hearing words like revolution and things of that nature. All I'm saying, man, is I hope everybody is willing to go all the way with that if the time ever comes down to it. I don't want to hear reports of nobody going down with a full clip on their hip. And I'll leave it at that.
Mr. Gokada, man, thank you for calling into the show, man. It's always good to hear from you, man. And someone asked me, they said about UBI, guys. UBI. What I think about UBI, it's going to be, look, I'm a supporter of UBI. I support UBI. I support Federal Jobs Guarantee. I support both those things. I think we need to get creative in the way that we're going to take care of people, our citizens, so that we can actually survive with the robots, with AI, with all of this. My thing with people was they looked at Yang's version of UBI as if it was the end all. I didn't like that he was making certain social programs go away if you took UBI. I didn't like his application of UBI. Universal basic income does not have to be the freedom dividend. But the concept of UBI has merit. Bottom line. And you're right. We are advancing to a level where certain jobs are going to be eliminated. And we don't have people trained for other jobs. So what's going to happen? We have people, how are people going to afford to live in this expensive country? So, but yes, my brother, as far as being depressed though, maybe I'm an optimist, but I believe that we will have to come up with some social changes. I just did a show with Ida Rodriguez, Chloe, Francesca. We talked about socialism. And America's going to have to adopt some socialistic policies in order to make sure this country is still a country. There ain't no way around it. We've been socialist to a degree anyway with our corporations. Now we're going to have to be socialists more so with our citizenry, our average citizen, which that's not what they want. But that's what they're going to have to do, Johnson. Yeah, great calls tonight. Very, very strong calls. I want to thank everybody who took the time out to call up on a Tuesday night and kick it with the Tim Black Wolf Pack. All my Patreons, all my moderators, all my people in the chat, everybody who shared it. We're doing well. We're coming back. We had a lot of momentum. Then for some stupid reason, I wanted to go in and voice my displeasure, and we're beyond that now. And we're slowly building back up. Building black up. Building black up. Let me go to the comment section and see what we got, y'all. My YouTube Super Chat people who donated to the show, thank you guys for supporting this show. New member, John Solo. What's up, John? Welcome to the Wolfpack. The Village Idiot, take a few deep breaths, Tim. I'm trying, brother. Sheldon. This is why we love you, Tim. Truth bombs. Thank you, Sheldon. Appreciate you. Great matters. Keep telling the truth, Tim. Hey, always do my best, man. Village Idiot says the Trump family has bought into the drug company big time. Or so I've heard. Oh, really? Oh, man. The drug company, you mean that the hydroxychloroquine? Ernesto is just. Thank you, Ernesto. Appreciate you. Her rain dog, because Joe didn't pick Abrams, it makes it a little easier to vote for Joe. Joe picked Nina Turner. That's what I'm saying. All right. Latanya says, Tim, where's your no Joe button? Ooh, Tim, I'm going to tell my mama. Man, I get tired of wearing buttons on my... Man, this is a nice jacket. And I was like, I had to wear both at the same time because when I wore no Joe, people were saying Tim Black's a Trump supporter. Now, I'm not a Trump supporter, so I had to wear both buttons. And I was like, you know what? I'm not, I don't need to wear these buttons. All right? I wear them when I feel like wearing them, maybe Freedom Friday or something. But I don't want to be every day. And then I take one day off from wearing a button, and some guy calls up, would you support Joe Biden now because you're not wearing a button? Dude, where's your button? Where's your button? You know what I mean? So people just take it too far, man. He probably subscribes to all these other channels that never wore buttons. Don't have buttons, don't sell buttons. It'll probably be supporting Joe Biden, but he give me a hard time, man. Trying to give me a hard time. David Melford says, I had my David Melford website stolen. Stolen from me 5 years ago. And then I brought it back. It was a sunglasses. What? Someone stole your website. Domain name, right? Damn, David. Roger Meadows says, I hope those checks are worth it, Candace. Just know one day they'll turn on you, and just like Justice Thomas, we'll have to answer to our ancestors someday. But she gonna make a lot of money in this life. Dude, dope boy, we need a Tim and Kara hour segment on black issues. Oh, it'd be a barn burner, man. Oh, I've been motivating Kara. She does a lot of work in her community, but I've been telling her, do your own show, do a podcast. You don't need no equipment, just use your phone. Talking to your phone, that's enough. I'm being positive. I'm a positive influence on her, on Miss Kara, because I think she believes, she's passionate, and people enjoy her work, enjoy her commentary. So I try to encourage people, Y2K, 1 stick of cornbread butter, $2. Princess Queen, exactly, caller. Must have been about Joe Biden. One more time, Tim, for Stacey. That's funny. That's funny, y'all. Freddie Maldonado said, I love you, Tim. Ray Dog says, I left you with no sellouts with H.A. Goodman, then came back. Yeah, people leave and come back all the time, man. H.A. Goodman and I had fun, didn't we? And people, man, like I wish no harm on H.A. at all, man. I wish him the best. But I wish we could have stayed doing that show. Because when he decided to go Trump, it would have been perfect. Him, Trump, me, Bernie, and we had these conversations. But he didn't want to do it anymore. He did not want to do it. People blame me. It was like he surprised me one day. Was like, Tim, man. So, it was fun. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a good show. Good mix of ideas. But no contracts. People do free. We do what we want to do. No contracts. Cosmic Messenger. Cosmic Messenger became a member of the Wolfpack. Cosmic, what's up? Thank you. Welcome to the Wolfpack. And thanks for supporting the Wolfpack. Call me Nina. Call me a Nina fanboy. Nina Turner 2024. Mark O'Brien. Hey, it's cool, man. Nina's from the heart. Fimbot. American exceptionalism is a trip. Ain't it, though? Natalia Burley. Where's the no Trump buttons? I'm still... Oh, okay. I'm reading the same comments over there. Dina. What did Dina say? I love me some Nina 20. Man, Dina, I'm telling you, man. I think Nina Turner is one of the most popular people on the left, don't you? Oh, man. Well, that's it, guys. Sorry we didn't have a show yesterday, but we'll have one Thursday and Friday. Maybe we'll slide in a special show, too. You know what I mean? Because, yeah. Send your emails to timstake2 timstake2@gmail.com. I check that more often than tim@timberlaketv.com. That's probably why I didn't get Ty's message. And let's treat each other a little bit better, guys, because it's tough out there. I'm hearing some down voices. Some folks down, kind of in the dumps, and let's try to lift each other up if we can. Okay, people going through it. My brother said he hadn't been able to see his mom. FaceTime is what I've been doing, but you're right. I haven't been able to see my mom. I love you guys. Be safe. Great callers. Nina VP. Feel better, Tim. Get some vitamins. Yeah, it's just sinuses. That's all it is. All right, I'm gone. I'll see you soon. Remember, don't let nobody take your cornbread. All right? Don't let nobody take your cornbread. It's your cornbread. Don't be stuck. Yeah, hey, fight for your cornbread. All right? And don't argue with people. Just sprinkle some facts on them. Be like, boom, 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 boom. Be like, yo, why you saying that Trump's hydroxychloroquine, why you saying that's so bad, when people are taking it? People been taking it. Now, I don't know if it's going to cure COVID. But just, to make it seem like it's as bad as when he said drink bleach. Trump is crazy, man. What was he thinking about? Maybe we could put some Lysol inside the disinfect with the light. He was, people were actually considering it. People were trying to drink alcohol, man. There have been people who have actually drank alcohol thinking it could cure. Peace, y'all.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
This show is brought to you by the Tim Black Wolfpack. Become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack at patreon.com Tim's Take Live. Also, become a member of the Tim Black VIP text list by texting the word cornbread to code 21000. Wolfpack.